Hey guys, Carmine Bianco at WagerTalk.com. We are going to preview the top 5 leagues in Europe, and we'll start with the EPL, which kicks off on Friday with Man United at home to Leicester. Now, as far as the EPL title goes, City is minus 150 to repeat as champions and take home the title. Liverpool plus 400, United plus 700. Chelsea plus 1,200, Tottenham plus 1,600, and Arsenal at 20 to 1 or plus 2,000. Top 4, City are minus 1,600, unbettable at that number, even though they'll finish top 4. Liverpool minus 550, United minus 275, minus 150 on Chelsea, minus 125 on Tottenham, and plus 200 on Arsenal. I'll get to some top 4 selections, but we'll look at the as far as the title. I'm not sure if it's a layover this year for Man City. I think Liverpool improved in the off season. They had a great season last year. I think they'll have another great season this year. They have a good early schedule where they'll face West Ham, Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Leicester, their first 4. So they should get off and running to start the season. If you're looking for a bit of a long shot, Chelsea at plus 1,200. A couple factors here. Obviously, Chelsea are not in the Champions League this year. They'll be in the Europa League. Teams tend to rest some of their best players prior to a Champions League fixture. And you have to remember the last time Chelsea were outside of a Champions League berth was when Conte took over the team, fresh out of leaving Serie A and Juventus to coach them, and he took them to an EPL title. So now you have former Napoli coach Sarri, he's a very technical coach. He can get a lot of it out of his players, and I think Chelsea are going to have a good season. You look at their early schedule, and Chelsea, Huddersfield, Arsenal, although they play Arsenal at home, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Cardiff, West Ham. It's not until week 7 of the EPL schedule where they get a home fixture against a possible top 4 team, but definitely top 4 team in Liverpool. So at plus 1,200, they should be off and running early on. And with some of these teams, once you pick up momentum, we saw it with Leicester City, who were 5,000 to 1 when they won the EPL title, who started off the season well and were off and running. Sometimes when you pick up points early, you can afford to lose a couple points late. So Chelsea at plus 1,200 are a decent bet. When we're looking at top 4 selections, Arsenal are plus 200 to finish top 4. Now, the team is going to be better this year with Unai Emery coaching. I'm good on good managers coaching good teams. Arsenal are now a year removed from picking up players throughout the season, dropping some players. They can definitely score. The thing is they're plus 200 to finish in the top 4. I would not bet it now, only because they'll start their season off with a pretty tough schedule facing Man City, Chelsea, and West Ham, their first 3. Especially those first 2. So you can always bet these in progress of the season. So if Arsenal start off slow, which is probably expected with the Man City game and the Chelsea game, and possibly the West Ham game, they'll likely be at plus 500, plus 600 to finish top 4. So it's not a bad bet. When you look at teams like, I figure United are going to have some regression this year. They had a very good season last year, but there's a bit of dissension amongst the ranks, and with Jose Mourinho coaching that team. And then Tottenham, a little bit of regression from Tottenham, I think. I think they had a wonderful season last year. But it's, if you can get top 4 on Arsenal after week 3 of the season at plus 500, plus 600, it's worth the money. If they start the season off pretty well against Man City and Chelsea and West Ham, then it's a non-bet. You're not going to get very good odds, but that's just something to look at into week 3. Check out the article for previews and predictions, which you'll find on WagerTalk.com. Leave a comment if you'd like, and you can always follow me on Twitter at Carmine Bianco WT. We'll be back with a preview of another domestic league.